In this video, we will explore my top 5 cities in Cape Verde, saving the best for last. Keep in mind that this is my personal opinion and your perspective might be different. This also isn't a complete list because I didn't visit the islands of Fogo or Brava, which have their own unique identities. Let's get started. Number 5. Cidade, Velha. Cape Verde is a nation of 600,000 people and 9 inhabited islands, but it all started in Santiago and its old capital, Cidade Velha, the town where the European colonialism of Africa began. Located around 30 minutes from Cape Verde's capital Praia, Cidade Velha will probably be one of your very first stops on any tourist excursion, and it is known for impressive monuments like the ruined Sei Cathedral, the first cathedral in West Africa, and the Rua Banana, said to be the first paved road in tropical Africa, although I'm not sure I believe that. Obrigado. The town still carries the scars of the darkest part of Santiago's history, when the island served as an entrepot during the transatlantic slave trade. Here, you can see the original Pelourinho monument, a symbol of Portugal's imperial authority.
So there is a place for slave punishment. So when they do something wrong, in the past they used to be hanged right here.
Hanged?
Yes.
Wow. Despite being so close to Cape Verde's largest city, Cidade Velha is a pure taste of the countryside. The people are extremely relaxed, laid back, and friendly. The air is fresh and the food is great.
That's surprising. I thought all people from there were just light skinned.
Oh, really?
Yes, that's the impression we got.
Be sure to check out the restaurant Pelourinho, where you can enjoy a meal overlooking the water. I think the name is a bit distasteful considering the context, but the chicken here is excellent. Despite its small size, Cidade Velha earns the 5th place on this list because unlike most parts of the country, it seems to be rapidly growing and full of life. There's so many young people here, and the population has increased dramatically since the first time I visited. Number 4 and number 3, Santa Maria and Espargos. Historically, Cape Verde's economy was driven by the transatlantic slave trade, fishing, and salt exports. But in the 90s and 2000s, a new industry emerged: international tourism. The cities of Santa Maria and Espargos on the island of Sao will put you right in the middle of the action. While Espargos is the political capital of Sao Island, Santa Maria is everything else. The small town is located right on the majestic Santa Maria Beach, which many consider to be one of the best in the world because of its vast size, crystal clear water, and excellent breeze, which makes it ideal for kite surfing. Tourists mainly come from the UK and other parts of Europe. When you are done with the water, be sure to stroll through the promenade in the city center. Here you will find a collection of Santa Maria's top bars and restaurants. be sure to try a local delicacy called percebes, which is a type of ocean barnacle. The customer service in Santa Maria is just as fantastic as in Santiago, and the people are incredibly welcoming to tourists. Accommodation is also cheap, with large resorts like the Villa Verde costing just $35 per night, and you get a lot for the money. Oh, it's beautiful.
Like it?
Yeah.
Like more in the middle, because there is a pool bar, some nice view. So here is our bar, Cape Verde bar. And just in front there is our restaurant, okay? If you go down there to the right, you find our supermarket. You can buy anything you want there. Just the bars, if you rent some cars.
This is absolutely insane for a $50 a night hotel. And there's even a balcony. This is the balcony. Can you believe this? Downright excessive. The view. Free pool access. They're on private beach also. Many tourists love Sao Island so much that they buy vacation homes here. Real estate is available and affordable all over the island. If there's any downside to Santa Maria, it's that the town is extremely commercialized and there isn't much authentic local life or culture. Once you leave the main walking street, it becomes almost like a ghost town. If you want a more human experience, be sure to check out Sao's other major city, Espargos. Located in the middle of Sao Island, Espargos is a typical Cape Verdean city, with a walkable urban plan and quaint, colorful buildings. It offers a glimpse of the country's northern Sampajudu culture, and many of the people here originate from the islands of Sao Vicente and Santo Antão. Every Sunday night, many locals like to party at the nearby beach town of Palmyra, where they enjoy musical styles like coladera and morna. It is a great place to relax with a beer and pork skewers. How much?
200.
But if you like this vibe, I would recommend going to the source, and that brings us to my number 2 city. Cape Verde is more than just water, beaches, and resorts. Mindelo, on the island of Sao Vicente, will show you the metropolitan side. Considered by many to be the nation's cultural capital, this city stands head and shoulders above the rest in its architecture and urban planning. Mindelo is a quintessential example of the Portuguese colonial style, with many beautiful painted sobrado buildings preserved from the 19th century. And despite its historical weight, the city also feels much more modern than the rest of Cape Verde. Things are generally better maintained than in Praia, with new buildings seamlessly integrated into the historic urban plan. Like in Santa Maria, hotel accommodation in Mindelo is remarkably cheap by American standards. I stayed at a smaller hotel in the middle of the city for around $50 per night. Speaking of nights, that's what Mindelo is known for.
Everything. Okay. And there is a studio as well where you can record, as it's a recording studio.
Coração da marca que tempo compás, és milagre divino que sombra mais vivo de luz.
While locals tell me that things have slowed down significantly since the pandemic, the city still serves as an incubator for some of Cape Verde's most talented artists. Many popular musical styles here, such as Morna, tend to be sad and slow, and the Mindelese appear very reserved and serious as they contemplate their music. Unlike their cousins in Santiago, the people here are much less likely to erupt into spontaneous dancing. While exploring the night scene, you will notice that Mindelo has a huge amount of tourists that you didn't see during the day. Many of them arrive on cruise ships and private yachts. The British also seem to be less represented here, and excluding Portuguese, languages like French and Italian will take you much further than English. Aside from being bothered by exceptionally pushy street urchins, Europeans who decide to live in Mindelo long-term can quickly integrate into the society, with many settling permanently, learning Crioulo, and starting businesses. African expats from other Lusophone countries report a somewhat different experience. Several tell me that the society is very exclusionary towards them, even when they're Portuguese speakers. I won't confirm or deny these perspectives, however I did notice that the customer service and friendliness in Mindelo were sometimes much lower compared to the islands of Santiago and Sao. Hello. Do you know Rua? Wow, see how rude she was? If you want to avoid these kinds of dynamics while also enjoying much better vibes and music, I would recommend visiting what I consider to be the best city in the country, Praia. In the number one spot, we have Praia in Santiago Island. While Mindelo is considered Cape Verde's cultural capital, Praia is its political capital, and the epicenter of its Badu culture, which originates from the countryside and is quite unique in the country. While Praia isn't as architecturally beautiful as Mindelo, the city also boasts a very nice historical district called Plateau, full of banks and everything else you might need. While you are here, be sure to check out the Rua Pedonal, where you can find plenty of nice outdoor restaurants and coffee shops. But remember, Praia isn't as touristic as the other cities on this list, so don't expect anything too fancy. Stick to the basics like cachupa, a local staple made of hominy beans and eggs. Thank you. Accommodation here is also reasonably affordable. I stayed at the Hotel Santa Maria for just $50 a night, right in the middle of the city. When you're ready to venture outside the downtown area, check out the beach neighborhood of Quebra Canela. Here you will find Praia's best restaurants with fantastic Italian and Portuguese style food. There is plenty of eye candy at the beach. And by that I mean fantastically blue water and nice yellow sand. But the nightlife is where Quebra Canela and Praia as a whole really come alive. It is not uncommon to see live performances, such as this celebration of the country's soccer team after a better than expected performance at the Africa Cup of Nations. And unlike in Mindelo, the people of Praia will find every excuse to dance. The city has a host of excellent nightclubs and lounges. However, while the people of Praia tend to be much more in tune with the African side of their Creole heritage, that is only to a limited extent. From my observation, Cape Verdean culture is around 80% the same no matter which city you visit. Thanks for watching this video of my top cities in Cape Verde. But remember, this is just one person's opinion. The only way to make up your mind is to buy a plane ticket and visit this fascinating country yourself. I'll see you in the next video.